So this is the test. The test. The test. Oh, 1, 2, 3. No, 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 no.
Miss Al, it's really bad.
What's this bad news about?
Look, boss.
What is it?
After today, you have only 3 days to live. Take good care. Leng Xiao Tin.
Only 3 days to live? Leng Xiao Tin? What does that mean?
Only 3 days, says Leng Xiao Tin. That means you only got 3 days left to live.
I only got 3 days.
Hey y'all, and welcome to the... I can't do this.
This boy over here is
Awesome,
Lawrence
Pete.
Kane. We've got a boy, Oliver Ryan, as well. He's in the corner. I'm Peter Coulthard.
We have watched a
We've watched
KungFu
Kung Fu
movie.
movie. This is the KungFu Cast coming at you live. Not live. We could be live if we scheduled this on some other platform.
We just watched Kung
Yes.
Fu movie.
Watch KungFuMovie.wmd. Is that the Windows
Yeah,
Movie Maker export
right.
file?
I feel if
Oh,
we
yeah.
believe in ourselves.
So,
we can make anything
we just
possible,
watched a Heroes tier.
right? Not many heroes
Yeah.
tiers in this, to be honest.
I'm trying to find out what its
No.
Chinese name is. It was implied.
Did he die at the end? No, anyway,
Yeah, he cried.
Did he cry at the end?
it's
Sorry.
Ying Xiong
Yeah, I
You Lei.
suppose that's the
I think.
heroes tier.
Ying
Sorry.
Xiong You Lei. So Ying, then Xiong, then Yau, then Lei.
So is a hero's tears a literal
Oh.
translation?
I don't speak Chinese yet.
Well,
Again, it seems like IMDb has a different
Yes.
synopsis from the movie
yeah.
that we watched. Because the guy was not called Fu Shang, and he definitely didn't have a sword with a teardrop design.
we don't know that. We
will
it's
apparently
very
kill
hard
his
to tell
father.
anything that was going on.
So it might just be that these things are all like titled
well,
wrongly.
we've certainly been a victim of that with regards to
Yeah.
horse boxing killer.
See, on another
Yeah, that was a problem.
YouTube channel, there was one called Heroes Tier, and its description is: a son trying to save his father's life by carrying a certain sword that he believes destiny gives his father unless he stands in its way. However, all of the footage in
Yeah.
this looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically, people haven't
And
really been
I don't know
watching
if
the
it's just
movie.
that everybody's like
what you're saying.
mistitled this or something. Or there's just another one called a Heroes Tier.
Yeah. Well, I think we might run across that movie in our time, because the next one in the list of this YouTube playlist that we're going off is called... Oh no, it's changed now, but it was like The Cursed Sword or something. So it's possible that we might just... We'll probably
Oh my
come
God, they've
across
got-
it.
sorry,
A Sword
this is
Named
on,
Revenge, yeah.
This one. They've got a sort of final rival, which is the film I have. But this is good. We've started well and just derailed immediately.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at A Sword Named Revenge now, and what I like about it is that there's one comment on the YouTube video that's just called "Like the fighting scene." Nice.
Yeah.
Do you think
Well, that
they're
works.
one of those clickbait YouTube channels, and when you go on them, you have to click on the description, and they have some link to some dodgy site which gives you viruses?
Yeah.
So
Probably.
they're basically scouring the whole. It's probably automatically generated. They're probably scouring the whole of YouTube, searching for tags like fight, kung fu, etc., and just typing that one single comment
Possibly.
for everything.
Yeah.
Should
there
we
wasn't a
talk
lot
about
of
the plot? Get this.
Really?
I won't.
Please don't cut
And I'm
any of
also,
that, by
as
the
I
way,
said,
Lawrence.
putting
It
in
was
your...
Cheers.
Yeah.
My little testicle moment. Yeah.
The
Nice.
the genre of this film was certainly a bit confused towards the start. I had the impression that it was some kind of comedy kung fu, like the film we watched prior, which certainly
Elements.
had an abundance of certainly a lot more than this
Yeah.
film did. because
Like the fight
there's
scene at the start,
the film.
with that
Yeah.
magician guy.
Yeah,
There was like wacky sound effects and everything, like we were in a
so there's
cartoon.
brilliant synthesizer little jingles when they jump up in the air. But we haven't gotten to the plot
No.
yet. We've once again become sidetracked.
Well, no, it's worth mentioning because it definitely it kind of feels like there were two editors involved. The first one who thought they were making a comedy, and then they got fired, and then
Yeah.
they were replaced by somebody who made like a tragedy.
no.
And that it's quite interesting to watch for that. I think if you could read into it a bit too much, you could sort of see it as the main character's perception of life changing and becoming
I don't
more
know if the film went
serious,
that deep.
but I don't know. I don't know, but it kind of feels like
I think towards
Yeah, I don't know why
I
it got
really
such a
enjoyed
low
this
rating.
one, actually.
I have to agree with
it was
that concept that it was two different editors working on it, because the second half of the film, there was so many just abrupt cuts from one scene to another without any kind of without any kind of establishment to most scenes. You would see, for instance, at the end of one scene, they would be saying, "I've got to go and talk to this person," and then immediately cut to them talking.
Yeah.
To that other person in another
There was no like
location.
sense of time having
Yeah,
passed
really.
or anything. As so the occasional 3
No.
days. By the way, this guy more effective than the girl from the
Yeah.
ring. I'm just saying. You know, he
Yeah,
gave them
no, he
3
definitely
days.
worked.
She gave them
He
7.
worked
He had a
with magic.
100% success rate with his victims. I don't
Yeah.
think she had a 100% success rate with hers. So
No, it was a cool concept, the whole 3 days killer thing. But yeah, I mean, I suppose that's
Yes.
where we can start talking about the plot. Is that it opens with two men who are waiting for 3 days, apparently waiting for something, and our main character arrives and slays both of them.
and
He's
he said
called
the only
3-Day
reason
Ling.
why he found them or something was because they stole the cave from the beggar.
Yeah, and probably the beggar told him.
Yeah.
It was an interesting opening. I mean, and it established fairly early that they were very keen
Yeah.
to put swords
It
through
was kind of
people's
funny the way
necks,
that they
and it wasn't
showed
like
when someone got stabbed, it would just be a flash of blood on the screen. The same flash of blood throughout the film.
yeah, they're quite useful though, because I mean, the amount of times I've seen people get seemingly killed in kung fu movies and then them coming back being completely
happened.
fine. At least it made you know that like that shit happened and then that was it.
This
quite
this
useful,
one was
really.
quite a lot more violent than the ones we've seen previously. Quite a lot of bloodshed and
Definitely.
stabbings and severings. Not in particularly graphic detail.
Definitely in
but,
heavily implied detail. Like as I said, with the
Yeah.
whole splashing blood on the screen, it's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely got a mortal wound. Anyway, so then after,
Yeah,
he dealt with those, and we had this sort of like title opening sequence with this random girl in it.
having a premonition.
Probably.
don't you worry, we'll get back to her.
Well, the thing was that her premonition was it wasn't exactly accurate because it just showed her brother walking towards the house when
Yeah.
obviously, as we see later, he brings about we haven't gotten to the
No.
massage man, have we? No.
No, I mean this opens with Massage
It's
Man
like
giving a massage
leader.
to a. Is he like
Like,
a
he's
local
probably a local
feudal
gang
leader, or is he
not high
just
up in the totem
a businessman, or?
kind of rich, but
Yeah.
you know, he has money in it. It
But
doesn't
I'm sure
matter
they
if he
gave us
died.
his name at some point. But
Yeah,
I
He's
just
having
called
a
him Fat
massage
Pork Guy.
and he's just eating
Um,
pork's feet.
Yeah, there are two main characters to this movie. There's
And
your 3
3
days,
days
3
massage.
days Ling, and a guy who looks
Yeah,
kind of
with a
like
bit of
Korra
fur
from
mixed
Legend
into
of
it,
Korra.
watch, with the things in his hair.
Yeah. But he's called Sao Yao, which you don't actually find out until about 40 minutes in, but we'll just tell you that now.
And
to make things easy.
quite often he's literally just referred to as the massage person or massage adjective or massage
man.
this.
Yeah. I called him Massage Man for most of this synopsis that I was writing. But the fat guy,
And he's like,
Fat Pork
"Fine,
Guy
I won't
decides
give you a
not to
massage,
pay him.
bitch."
And
Yeah,
Fat Pork
anyway.
Guy really wants a
So then
massage,
he's like,
but he
fine,
really
I'll
doesn't want to
pay
pay
you.
him.
And then he receives
yeah.
a letter from 3 days in.
I thought the messenger presented it as a soup, and then when he opened it, it was a message.
It being like that, but
But he has basically been given the black spot of the Kung Fu world. He's been told that he is marked to die by the hands of 3 Days Ling.
just that little touch.
Yeah. Just for that little bit of value.
So then he's like,
yeah.
Oh god, shit's going down. And then basically, it sort of cuts to the massage parlour where there's the massage guy is giving massage to some people, and then they're like, were they calling bullshit on 3 Days Ling?
Yeah.
Or his dream to join him?
Yeah. Basically, Massage Man doesn't like his life as a massager. He wants to be a hero. And so he thinks it's pretty good that 3 Days Ling is going to come and kill this guy because it means that he can then follow him round as his trainee / assistant. And all of the guys in the massage parlour take exception to that. And it leads to, hands down, the most
half the
homoerotic
fight I wasn't
fight
sure
I've ever
if
seen
I
in
was
any movie.
like if they were naked or just wearing towels covering it. Loincloths. Yeah.
It was incredible.
What was the disagreement he had with his massagee?
I think they
can't
thought it was stupid
remember.
he wanted to join 3 Days Ling. They're not Ling, sorry, I keep on saying. Or flipping between the two.
It definitely wasn't the quality of his massage because they established that he's pretty good at massages. But in this battle, this is what makes us confused that this movie has two editing styles because it was an incredibly humorous fight with full-on xylophone noises as enemies fell over.
Established that he was competent at the kung fu's.
But like you were saying, this was incredibly slapstick. This had people falling over each other. It was very choreographed in a sense. How
it was very good.
Yeah, it was really. Probably my favourite part of the movie.
And then there
actually,
was, this is later on, but there was the Benny Hill chase scene. And then sort of after that point of the film, then it just cut to serious for the rest of it. But anyway, there's a long way to go to get there.
It does.
So then basically, because these people make fun of him for wanting to join 3 Days Ling, he then just goes to Porkfoot guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll be your bodyguard." And the guy's like, "Wait, no, I must test you." He's like, "I'm pretty good. Also, I work for free." And he's like, "Welcome on board."
But you must give me 3 massages a day. So he was bartering to somebody who was already offering to work for free. It was very weird. But I mean, long story short, Porkfoot guy gets killed
while wearing some of the goofiest armor I've ever seen.
Like very poorly made tin armor, essentially, probably bronze or brass. And he gets killed with a pork foot shoved in his mouth at the end of a sword or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
so that was the last bit of slapstick in the whole movie.
3 massages follows him, and the guy's like, "Stop following me," yada yada yada.
Saying that he's boring, and that's why he doesn't want him to be his assistant. And this is when you find out that his name is actually Ling Xiao Jin, rather than just 3 Days Ling. But in short, well, basically, the people who are trying to apprehend 3 Days Ling catch the massage man, who lets him escape, and he gets sent to a hard labour camp. It was that was kind of a funny scene, but it was also just kind of fucked up, really. Because he was clearly way too into sadistically stealing the guy's clothes and whipping him while laughing and eating all of his food.
There was a rather amusing scene where Ling said that there were people coming to kill him. They walked through the door and said, "We're coming to kill you."
Oh, that's another thing. Sorry, this is from... Oh, yeah. When the guy gets the note that says he's got 3 days to live, he's like, "This note says I've got 3 days to live. That means I've got 3 days to live." So you only have 3 days to live? Yes. 3 days is the number of days I have left to live.
It's like, yeah, that nail is well and truly in that piece of wood. You don't need to keep hammering it in. But Ling turns up in the prison as well, and this leads to the scene that Ollie was talking about with the killers coming in and saying they're going to kill him
immediately.
We're going to kill you.
They kill them, make their escape. Then,
they both escape.
Massage guy gets blindfolded and led to 3 Days' house, where his blind sister is having her epiphany.
Yeah, she has 3 premonitions in quick succession, all about her brother coming home, and all in the space of about a minute. But there's a very, very extended sequence of Ling and Massage Man walking through the mountains before this happens, and eventually they come to Ling's home, and we are introduced at last to the premonition woman, who is she's his sister, and she's called Ling Ling, and he's called Ling. So it's kind of confusing sometimes.
It was a bit heavy-handed.
But she's revealed to be blind.
Of, acting blind.
Yeah, no, she was. Yeah. I pegged that she was blind before that happened.
Kim said, "I'm blind." It was basically just she was talking to her brother, but not looking directly at him, like looking kind of in front of him, in a very rude manner, might I add. Blind people these days.
Yeah, very much.
This just occurred to me. Is Ling's last name
no,
also
it's Ling Ling Ling.
I think
so. They're both called Ling Ling.
No, his name is Ling Xiaojin. Or it might be Leng Xiaoling. Leng Xiaojin. But this leads to Ling revealing to Massage Man that he blinded his sister with firecrackers as a child, which has tormented him, and he's been trying to find money to get a doctor to heal her eyes.
So he's like, right, I'm going to go out on some business again. Oh, he also brings her back a wind chime.
Yeah, which is something that he does every time he returns, apparently. Yeah, which clearly a lot, because her house is filled with bloody wind chimes.
Wind chimes.
Must be so noisy in that house. You couldn't hear anybody speak. She'd be deaf as well as blind by the end of the week.
You can tell her hands.
We can't take all of her senses.
But she uses them to see faces.
There's quite a lot of hands being cut off in this movie.
They're staying at the house, and she's kind of falling in love with Massage Man. Yeah, he gives good massages.
Yeah, and who wouldn't?
Then she says, I can't be with anybody who isn't my brother, or has my brother's approval, basically.
It's established that she's rather a good cook. Good at
she can catch fish as well
with her bare hands.
Because she cooks fish for them when they arrive, and we originally thought, she's got a handmaiden whose name I can't remember, but we were like, the handmaiden must have caught the fish. But later in the movie, it's revealed that she caught the fish.
She can basically see without her eyes,
doing stuff blind, which is really
Is it a shame she didn't have a she didn't have a fighting part using her blind fu.
That would be pretty cool. But Ling returns home after being away and reveals his Achilles heel to Massage Man, which is his rampant alcoholism that has driven him to lose loads of money.
Had a cup of wine, which was poisoned. Yeah, it implies.
I feel like the way he said it, he would have lost the money either way.
That or he's just the lightest lightweight I've ever heard.
Hao Yong Fei, or whatever his name was, didn't actually poison it. He just believes he was drugged. He's saying he got drugged just to cover up his story.
Yeah, just covering up his problem, I guess. Massage Man decides to leave with him this time to go and get his money back, just to make sure that he does come back, because he's fallen in love with Ling Ling, and Ling Ling doesn't want anything bad to happen to her brother. She doesn't know that he's actually going out and killing people for money. So yeah, he leaves. He leaves with Ling.
We were promised homoeroticism.
No, it really doesn't. I know. I feel like we peaked really early with that bathhouse scene.
There is another scene we need to speak on.
There's lots of scenes.
Which
true.
Up the
coming up quickly in my synopsis, but just said that sequence is coming up in my synopsis.
So then they leave, and they're looking for Hao or Hugh. What's he called? Oh,
I didn't get his name because
it was
really
like a H or two
last
H's
long enough for
name.
me to care.
I thought it was Hao Yong.
Yeah,
but I may be wrong. Anyway.
Yeah.
So then they basically go to this kind of almost like a martial arts tournament, and this guy arrives there who's like, this guy demonstrates he's really good at kung fu, like uses like this iron body technique and some stuff like that. And then this guy turns up and is like, I'm going to kill you so I become famous.
It remains to this day the best way of becoming famous.
And then
that's how
3
they do
days
it in
turns
TMZ.
up, and he's like, I'm going to kill him instead because he's actually better than you. After that sort of happens, his Mark kind of uses some gunpowder to make a smoke screen and runs away. And then Massage Man in 3 days catch up with him in the forest. And they're like, ah.
And then we have the most
No, that's
wonderful
later.
Benny Hill.
He then fights them and kind of tricks them into thinking there's a snake or something. And then he gets away.
Yeah.
No.
I really didn't care much for that
Then
character.
he turns up at the big boss's house, who's like, "Oh, right, you got yourself into trouble.
Yeah.
Take $4,000 and fuck off."
Yeah. And,
To a cave.
and he does, and he goes to a cave, not dissimilar from
Or
the
the
first
further
cave, maybe the same
cave
set,
as well.
probably the same set.
So he's waiting in the cave, and then isn't he out in a field or something when they meet him?
Yeah, he gets
that was
assaulted
it.
by 4 men and escapes using his tricks. But he
I think they find him
does
when
he
he's on
go
the
to
run.
them, or do they
Somehow.
find him?
And then the
Yeah.
Benny Hill.
And he reveals then the Benny.
Wait,
Yeah,
did we
it's in
talk about
Benny
how he
Hill
uses
snake.
animals?
And there was also like a mouse he used too.
He literally
and a
just
toad.
throws them at them. He throws and they make incredibly loud noises while they was it the
Oh, yeah.
synthesizer noises?
I think
again?
whenever he used his thing, they used
Yeah.
synthesizer noise.
They could have used
Yeah.
a regular thing, but they got to get their money's worth out of that synthesizer. I'm losing my place in my synopsis
The
because I
massage
think there's a
scene.
really shit sex scene now. There's a weird intimate sequence between a sexy lady
I think
and
that's
the
his
big bad
wife.
guy
Like,
called
so one's getting a
Juan.
massage, and then I think his wife or one of his
Yeah.
mistresses comes in, and she's like, "How come you never let me massage you?" And
Yeah, and she
Yeah.
reveals
He can
why
only make a
because
half
she's
of
really
it.
shit at massages. Yeah, and then it's revealed that the sexy temptress lady is actually having sex
for
with,
whatever
with
reason.
Leng.
It's not
I think
particularly
she's in
well
love with him.
explained.
No, she is. She wants to run away with him because she doesn't like the guy who doesn't. Because she wants somebody who she
She
can
wants
give
a big,
massages
strong,
to.
dangerous man.
Exactly. Who likes massages? And it's around this time that
So
they find
they
the
killed
doctor.
the guy they were
yeah?
after. Yeah, he died quickly. So then what happened after that?
Yeah.
Then then that guy reveals that his boss is the same boss as 3 Days is. Then they go back. We have the massage sex scene thing. Then
Yeah.
is it the no? I think
the
a
doctor
massage guy
happens.
gives a massage to him, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yes. No, he does. And this is
Yeah,
he's
just
trying to
double-checking.
extract information out of him. I think. Yeah, which Leng is doing already
And it's
by
during
banging
this
his
that
wife.
Massage Man discovers quite literally the Achilles
Yeah,
heel
which
of,
is his
of this
feet
man.
/ calves.
Yeah.
He also,
Yeah.
I have to mention, he wears some
Yeah.
very bizarre shoes. There was like a round, medium-sized round nub on the end, which
Yeah.
I suppose is meant to be some kind of armor, but
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I never really got why they didn't just wear loads of armor there.
yeah.
I guess it draws attention to it though. But the massage man is
3
caught
Days
in the
then
act.
turns up and he's like, and then they have this kind of
and-
like standoff almost, where the guy's like, where it's kind of like this. There's a lot of like tension and stuff, and then he's like, "I just came here to pick up my friend,"
Yeah.
and then they walk out, and then he gets yelled at.
Yeah, this is definitely the weakest act in the movie. I feel like the others were all very cohesive and moderately well edited, but these ones are not very easy to follow.
Yeah, it's
Or
not
like,
particularly
yeah.
well explained how they found their doctor. They
Yeah.
just stumble upon him in the night, and he's drunk and just walking along the path, and he
And then
tells them
wants
that
dog
he's on
meat and
vacation.
wine.
And
But
they
it's gonna
get him
basically
both
cost
those things,
$10,000
and he agrees to help.
worth of ingredients. Oh, that's nothing. They seem to switch between currencies a lot in this film. Oh, they also used.
Yeah, I only noticed the dollars.
Chinese. Yeah, or something along those lines.
Talons? Yeah, can't say I've ever
Yeah.
heard of the currency called talons. Maybe they're literal bird
Yeah,
talons.
He then basically is like, okay, we need to raise some money for this. Yeah.
Len goes to
Why? Is it-
meet
yeah.
Juan.
Yeah. And
Yes,
he's
no,
like,
he meets
"I
the
want
wife
10
first.
grand, please. Oh, at some point she also gave him like $2,000, didn't she?
Yeah.
Which I don't quite know why.
Yeah, I think so.
Was that
But
a present?
she
Was that
thinks-
a present for his good
Yeah, pretty
lovemaking
much.
skills?
Anyway, then
Maybe.
she can't give him the $10,000 for whatever reason. You know, she has $2,000 to flip, throw away on sex, but can't lend $10,000 to a prostitute.
Yeah. She
Oh,
thinks
yeah.
that he's
Like,
got
'cause he
another
refers
bit on
to
the
his
side.
sister. She thinks, he just means sister, like. No, I think it's more because he refers to Massage Guy as his brother.
Yeah.
It's in that sort of saying, "Oh, it's just a girl who
Oh,
spent a lot
right.
of time
Okay.
with."
I get you.
Anyway, after that, she then
Yeah.
he then goes speaks to the boss guy and he gives him a mark. He's like, "Okay, I'll pay you $10,000 for this," which I don't know how much he normally gets paid.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I think it was that he was going to go there to kill him, but one, rather than wanting to fight him, was like,
Or this guy
okay,
will
I'm going
kill
to have
him
him kill
anyway.
this guy and then
so it
fight
sorts
me.
it out.
Yeah. Either way, I've not lost anything.
For exactly the sum of money required
Well, he may
for the
have gone there and
medicine.
asked him for the money,
Exactly.
and maybe like, "This is perfect. I can
Yeah.
give him this mark." But yeah, he pays him in advance, so.
But
you
now
know
that he has the
stuff's
money-
slowing down.
And Massage Man is
Bringing
tasked with guiding the doctor to the house which Ling is in,
Little
Ling
Ling.
Ling rather, and yeah, why not? And we didn't mention this before, but 3 Days Killer had to be blind. See, we're coming up with
Three
different names for all the
massages had to be
characters.
blindfolded when he was led there. So he then ended up, he was being
Yeah.
linked
Massage
in a
man.
map this time round, and he had to blindfold the doctor guy. But they were being followed
Yeah.
by like 3 men.
Oh shit. While this is happening, the woman Leng was banging.
And he's
He
like,
wouldn't give
"No,
him the
thank
10
you."
grand, offers him the 10 grand, but he's
I don't
like,
love
no,
you.
mate, I've got my money. I'm out
So
of here.
then, I don't know if there's a scene
and-
after that, but then I think there was probably a scene at this point with the medicine being applied to Lil Ling, and then there was like,
Yeah. It was a wait, no, we completely missed the best bit of the movie. We forgot to mention the solid minute
it
of
was
wind
just like,
chimes.
well, there was like this montage going on in
Yeah.
the background and wind chimes to that.
There was this
Yeah.
rather kitsch scene between Massage Man and Ling Ling running across the beach, lovingly holding each other's hand and swinging each other around.
If you've seen
Throwing themselves in
Naked
the
Gun
ocean.
1, I think it is, there's a very similar scene, which I almost felt like that was parodying.
Thing is,
Yeah.
I was under the impression that they're kind of in mainland China and that they've got mountains around them. It might have taken them a long time to
There's
get
also
to
this
the
wave
ocean.
crashing, which I think was symbolism for sex. The first time, I'm not 100% sure. The second time, yes.
Yes, first, second
anyway,
time
we'll
it
get
certainly
And
was.
there's this weird thing though, where like, so the doctor guy applies some ointments to these bandages and then puts them on her eyes and like wraps her head up, or just like around her eyes, so she keep them on. And then
Yeah.
during this like montage where they're running on the beach, she's not got anything on her eyes. Yeah, because that's why me and Ollie were like, "Oh,
No,
she
I didn't notice that.
blind."
Oh, I think it's either
Yeah.
imagining what their future could be together if she could see,
No.
or the past.
So then
Well,
after
I don't
this
think
scene,
it was the past.
we then have this scene with the boss guy's wife, being like going to this killer who's like, who was the guy from earlier who went to the tournament. Anyway, so she then's like, "I'll pay you to kill 3 days." She's like, "I don't kill people for money." So then she's like, "Well, maybe there is," drops dressing gown, "some other way I can pay." Then we have waves crash. So that's why we're like, yeah, that was definitely sex.
Yeah. But it was the fastest sex scene ever.
Yeah,
We're
the waves
literally like
crash,
talking like 3 seconds.
and then
if
you
that.
see them sort of pretty much.
And then she puts her dressing gown on.
It's like, right, cool, everyone pack up, go home. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she's like, all right, now will you kill him? And the guy's like, no, I don't kill people, like, at all for that reason.
No, she's
so
then like,
she very
"But I was about to kill
melodramatically
you."
kills herself.
And then she's like, no, how could you? Then she kills herself. Nah,
She
she
commits
stabs
to-
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't cut her stomach open.
Yeah.
Then we're kind of in like the last
And-
sort of bit of the film where
Yeah, the last
Quite
one.
literally.
no, not quite. Where massage guy arrives home and he sees the doctor
Well.
guy dead on the porch with like an arrow in his chest, and then he goes into the house.
Yeah.
There's like a dead guy on the floor. Don't know who that guy was. Maybe. I mean, I can understand
think it
killing
was
the
the
doctor, but killing the
handmaiden.
handmaiden, that woman had no screen time.
Yeah, but essentially it leads
Yeah.
to Massage Man running from the house, trying to catch up with Ling
So
Ling,
then-
who has
so
been
after we
kidnapped
come to
by the
this
three
scene-
men who are following her.
Where the guy who was hired to kill 3 days finds a note in his house being like, "I'll fight you in 3 days at this place in time."
Yeah,
So then cut to there, and they had their little showdown. Yeah, it was a
yeah,
I'm
quite
not
a
going
good
to say the
fight,
best
really.
fight in the film, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean that goes to the bathhouse by a country mile. But after he has dispatched him, the big bad arrives.
we didn't
with a bunch
actually
of
explain
henchmen.
this.
And Ling Ling
So
as well.
earlier in the film, there was a scene where it's explained his reasons, but then he kind of outright says them, which is the reason why he wants to kill Ling, whatever his name is because he's getting more famous than he is. Which, yeah,
I mean, there have been sillier reasons for
Yeah.
people killing people in kung fu movies. So I didn't think much of it, but Ling Ling arrives being
Yeah.
carried by the three men
And then,
who kidnapped her.
Ling quickly dispatches of them, fairly standard.
As she takes her eye
Yeah,
bandages
it's like,
off and sees
"Oh
what
my
her
God, I'm
brother truly
horrified."
does.
Well, not really horrified, but you still shouldn't be doing that.
I was reminded a lot of that scene in
Oh,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
yeah.
With Joey Wheeler's sister. When she's like, I want the first thing to see when I take my eye bandages off is Joey Wheeler in a children's card game.
I don't know
I
how
feel
many
like they
people
drew
have seen
inspiration from this
movie.
movie. I don't know,
At
the
most
parallels were very
7,000
similar.
people.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that just how many people
Although
viewed
there's
it
like
on
a couple of
YouTube?
different
Yeah.
versions of it, so
Yeah.
maybe more.
I gotta say, even though the
Oh,
video
gotcha.
quality for this particular film was rather terrible, probably amongst
It was
the
like-
worst that
it
I've seen
was-
so far. This fight in particular did look very nice. There was a very nice shot where he pulled out his sword, and the sword kind of silhouetted against the setting sun rather nicely.
Yeah. No, it was
Yeah,
it
him
was
versus
really
the boss
nice
guy.
fight actually.
So the boss guy had completely mastered the Iron Body Kempo, and was just like, "Ha, you can't hurt me." He literally
Yeah.
just no settled a thrust to the throat. Yeah, he was pretty badass.
Yeah, he was
But-
pretty cool. And he basically outclasses Leng completely.
And doesn't even have a weapon.
Actually, no, he does
No,
have a
he
weapon.
just beats the shit out of it.
I think he does because he gets stuck. Yeah. But
Oh
doesn't
yeah, he
use
does
it.
have a knife, doesn't he?
Anyway,
Oh yeah.
Ling is fighting him, and he's getting his ass handed to him, basically. And then Massage Guy shows up, and he's like, "No, his weakness is his legs." And then they both sort of fight, and
Oh shit.
eventually,
I don't know. I feel like if I was fighting an Achilles heel type opponent, and after I realised that my attacks weren't really doing anything, I would just start trying to
Yeah.
probe different parts of the body to see what would work. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't just keep going for the throat after
or
it's
maybe
been
his
established that
his
that's clearly
tactic
not
was
a
to
winning
sort of just
strategy.
keep on hitting it until it broke.
Yeah. And the guy was really
Yeah.
mobile anyway. I mean, why not go for the legs?
Use your harpoon and tow cables.
Exactly. But Massage Man
because the guy
turns up
gets
in the
like
nick
this,
of time.
I almost want to say a Hadouken off on him.
Yeah.
What was it? It was like
Almost
a
kills him.
10-fingered finger pistol. If any of you, I know you two haven't, but it's a move from One Piece. With this just thrusts his hands
Yeah,
in sort of
I know what you
Hadouken
mean.
method with his fingers stuck out into his chest, and I think that just shows he's pretty fucking strong with his blows. Because I think it's not unimplied, if that makes any sense, that this guy, that 3 days can use the Iron Body technique to a lesser extent. because they
Yeah,
talk about a
no,
lot of
it is
characters,
implied that, but,
like they say this character has fully mastered it, implying that obviously lots of people have semi-mastered it, and
Yeah.
he's the only guy who has, kind of thing. So
I mean, this is clearly a much more romanticized version of the technique, but it is actually a thing where you wrap the body with like reeds, and then you slowly work your way up to more and more hard objects until eventually, I think it's either the nerves are completely
it's
fucked
a mixture of
or
things.
your
Like
skin
you
is
feel the
just super
nerves,
hard.
you also get used to the pain itself, and you know how to physically reduce it in the way
Yeah.
that you hold your body. Because a lot of it, like this is a
Yeah, yeah.
but I watched it was like a TV show at one point where this guy, he was like recreating a load of old vaudeville acts, and one of them was basically the iron body technique. So
Yeah.
it was just no selling, like hits to the leg and chest, and then he took a baseball bat to like the back of his shoulders, and just no socked that. And it was all just from him like having prepared and like sort of tensing his body correctly. Back to the thing.
Yeah, yeah. As Massage Man arrives to the fight, he reveals his the weak point.
So they
the
then
feet
sort of
or the
gang
legs
up on
of the
him,
man,
and like
and this leads to
getting stabbed in the chest.
Lang chopping the man's leg off.
I think Massage Man got him kind of in like a full Nelson-y kind of thing. And as the guy jumped up to get out of it, 3 days in came and just cut the leg off, basically. And then I think for some reason that like ended his ability to use his iron body. So then Ling goes in for the kill stab, gets him, but also gets hit by a little knife in the chest.
He quite literally had a trick up his sleeve.
But yeah, then that's pretty much the end of the film.
But as he is bleeding out, he tells Ling Ling and Massage Man to get out of there.
It was like
to leave
they did
because
say
a policeman's coming.
Policeman?
Yeah, they
Did they
not
mention a
policeman
policeman?
exactly, but a chief or something. Yeah.
Law
But,
enforcement. Yes,
yeah.
yes, they were going to be something. They were going to be framed for murder or something, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, they did murder.
But as Massage Man drags Ling Ling away, we get to see the final shot of the movie is the hero's tear that rolls down the face of Lang as he slowly bleeds out. Noble
And at the end,
sacrifice.
the title appears in bold red
Which are kind of
letters.
fuzzy to read.
Yeah.
But yeah. Overall it was... I think this film dealt better with characters than Horse Boxing Killer.
Oh, 100%. I don't think this deserves
this
the
has a
poor
5
rating it's got on IMDb.
Whereas Horse Boxing Killer has...
I'd personally give it a 6.5, even a 7. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. The characterization was actually pretty good across the board.
I'll give it a massage.
I give it
out
a
of
Breath
10.
of the Wild out of 10.
Oh.
I'm trying to figure what that means.
I thought the fighting was better in this than it was in Horse Boxing Killer as well. But Horse Boxing Killer was a lot more acrobatic, needlessly so. And I know acrobatics is a big part of these movies, but there was a decent amount of wire work and acrobatics, but it was sort of punctuated with actually really good sword fighting and fist
at the end
fighting.
of it, having the guy fight without a sword against a guy with a sword, was quite nice.
Yeah.
To see that, like, the different styles brought in.
That even though it wasn't as acrobatic as Horse Boxing Killer, there was definitely some very elaborate things they did. I remember one fight in particular. They had the character was being attacked, and one of the minions swiped at his leg, and he literally jumped up in the air, and then it swiped at his head, and then he literally crouched down immediately afterwards, and it was quite amazing to behold some of the things they actually did.
Yeah,
they did this thing which is quite common,
choreography-wise.
where they just repeated the same shot like 3 times in a row. They had a guy stabbing, the guy jumping back to dodge, the same shot of him stabbing and him jumping back to dodge, kind of thing. Which it's a bit lazy, I guess, but
They had that. They had that. I think I know where. I know where Power Rangers got this from, but they had that shot a lot where you'll see them jumping, and then you'll see the camera tilted up, and you'll see them jumping over the camera to establish the fact that they jumped really far. That happened quite a bit.
okay.
Oh, the new Power Rangers
We won't
movie is
turn
pretty
into
good,
a
by the
discussion
way.
of that on here, but you know.
No,
But
we'll do that off camera.
It's definitely better than Horse Boxing Killer. I'll probably forget about this film.
I think it had enough memorable moments in it that I'm not going to really forget it. I'm not going to watch it again, but
I'll
at
forget
least
its name.
it's made an impression on me, which is,
Mainly the
aside
scene
from
with
one
the
or two scenes
horseboxing.
from Horseboxing Killer, you know. Yeah. Or the
I
bit with the
will
butcher
say
and the
that,
liver.
the way this film dealt with the female protagonist was a bit, you know, with his sister, she was the damsel in
Didn't really do
distress,
anything.
and with the wife woman, you know,
They were there as
compromises.
window dressing and sort of,
She did a
No,
whole lot
definitely.
of crying. The
well, at
the
least in
sister.
Boxing Killer, the female lead character was, you know, a character.
yeah.
It was,
She killed the
just
bad
better
guy at the end.
with it. But I don't know about. I don't think of other things about this film that were like that we haven't discussed. Yeah, the best way
I think we've kind of got
to
it
discuss
covered.
the visual quality of this film was that it was a film reel. They'd been mass produced.
A
Then,
badly damaged
had
film.
been shown a
reel.
lot at the cinema, then taken and scanned in to be put on VHS. Then an old VHS was dug up, and they're like, right, let's record this and burn it to CD. Yeah. Then it was
Mildly
ripped from
burned
the DVD
and then put in a
and
VCR.
uploaded to YouTube, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah, one
great.
of
The
the guys
dub,
was
the dub
oddly
was
British.
all right. Yeah, Massage Man had a very, very interesting accent.
It's kind of wobbled between British and trying to sound
Yeah.
Chinese. And
Yeah.
the lip syncing in this was a little bit worse than Horseboxing Killer, I've got to say.
I don't mind lip syncing
Yeah,
that
no,
much.
You're definitely not wrong. Yeah, no, I kind of
It's
accept
not like
it
we're
because
watching
it's,
a
you know,
high budget,
fine.
production. I'd expect good quality lip syncing from like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, but from something that's been from a mass produced dubbing studio.
There's clearly quite a good budget behind this. You know what? I'm glad they didn't spend the money on the dub and instead they bought more wind chimes.
Yeah.
I think it worked.
20% of the budget was the wind chimes.
If they hadn't done that,
You know what?
we wouldn't have got that 1 minute shot
Also,
of
I'm
wind
not entirely
chimes.
sure if
really did make the
people who
movie.
dubbed this, if they just had like no budget for the soundtrack. Because
Oh yeah,
They used this
Yeah.
one song for many different purposes, whether it was a sad scene or a happy scene, or whether they were just going on they were just traveling across the mountains. It was just this one song, and I admit it was quite a good song.
no, it was like
but basically they used it at
That
this
was
scene near the end where I was like, oh, this is odd here. Where like it was very much like they're coming up towards the end of the film. It was a bit of a dire situation going on. And it was just this like really upbeat sort of thing as this guy was getting ready to go fight. You want sort of a subtle minor orchestral sort of sound at that point. Sort of be like kind of a hollow sound essentially. I know that a weird way, but yeah, you want something that sort of sounds like that to sort of be like sort of emphasise the mood at this point. But yeah.
You know what?
Wow, that's
I've
higher
upped
than
my
my
rating.
rating.
I'm giving this a 7.5. I remember this movie very fondly. I don't
If you
quite
guys
know
don't
why,
know why I'm giving a
but I
Breath of
really
the Wild
enjoyed
out
it.
of 10 to this game, then
Yeah. Well, no, that can't be right, Lawrence, because all the weapons didn't break after.
okay, Laura.
I think I'll up my rating from a body massage to a full
Ooh.
body massage out of 10.
Oh,
As
shit.
in, I'm willing to get the DVD out of the case and to put it on a towel and to lovingly caress the plastic. Yeah.
Good film. Not the best, not the worst.
Yeah.
I say
So what are we watching
Along
next
Comes the
week, eh?
Tiger. Yes, because I think this is going
Along
to
Comes
be,
the Tiger.
I think this is going to be the
If it's got a
prequel to
ti-
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Or the sequel. I'm not entirely sure yet.
Well, the
Yeah, I think
tiger in
this is
Crouching
a,
Tiger is crouching.
This was set after Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, but Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was a prequel to this, essentially. Yeah.
I see. See, I kind of want to watch Dirty Tiger, Crazy Frog.
Dirty Tiger, Crazy Frog.
Because that's
You
the
need to create
thing.
just a docket
Wow.
with just the films we're going to watch week on week, so we A, know, and B, can laugh at them. translated titles.
The Hero's Tears is the perfect title, though. Like, I was just looking down this thing and I saw it and I was like, that's the one we're watching. And even though I got like
So,
3
yeah,
or
I think
4
that's going to be
ready,
the
I
end
was
here.
I
If
just
you guys
knew it
want
in my heart.
say where everyone can find your shit.
Well, I'm
Right.
updating my website. But if you just search Google Peter Coulthard on the internet, you might find me. I'm on Twitter. If you want to listen to me tweet about how excited I am about Persona 5.
That's Coulthard, spelled Coulthard. Like Coulthard.
Exactly. My Twitter name is at the time
Do you remember that time I thought your name was the same as what's her name? The actress from France. Yeah, I thought your name was that for some reason.
Maybe. I mean, it does originally come from France, my
Apparently
name.
you're a 1949
ago.
Yorkshire, UK fine artist. Also, on Google Images, there's 2 pictures of you. One so there's a picture of you, then the picture of the guy from Red Cap, and then a picture of you next to the gnomes.
Oh, there fucking is an all. Damn. Well, Google image search me and look for gnomes. Then that'll take you to my Twitter. But enough about me. Oliver, tell us
hello,
about
I'm
yourself.
Oliver Ryan. That's who I am. Sorry, no. I am Count Dracula. No, I'm Ollie from Solly. My handle across most internet platforms is Ollie from Solly.
OLIFRONSOLLY.
Although I'm known as Ollie. Yes. I do have a website oliverryan.co.uk where you can find my more professional outings. But if you want to know the silly, absurd, strange things that I get up to, then Google search Ollie from Solly, OLIFROMSOLLY, and you'll find all kinds of things. Photos,
or search Ollie
music.
Eats on YouTube to watch him eat stuff.
Yes. If you search Ollie Eats on YouTube, you'll find a video art, an ongoing video art project of mine where I eat things in front of a camera.
I've been psyching myself up to watch those for quite a few years now. I still haven't taken the plunge yet.
I keep forgetting to update it. I think the last one I did was about 3 weeks ago. But the thing is,
what are you planning to eat next?
Every year, every time the next year approaches, I always say to myself, I'm going to do one every day for the next year, and I never manage to for some reason.
Starting in April.
Yeah, once a week.
Can I make a request? You remember those tea cakes that we used to eat all the time when we lived in the house?
The one that I got for everyone.
The Tyrrells, not the Tyrrells, the Tunnock's tea cakes.
I'll eat them.
If you just eat a whole box of them, I can live vicariously through you because I don't eat them anymore because of the fact they got pork in them.
Pork?
Yeah, I know.
How have they got pork?
No, we'll discuss this. We'll discuss this off screen. Lawrence, tell us about your beautiful face and where people can find it.
Pretty much, like YouTube, Twitter,
Yeah, but what about your art, Lawrence?
I have over 30 followers. Actually, that's a lie. I have 30 followers exactly. Yeah, and I have a post with over 100 notes.
That's 10 more than 20. Right.
And they said you had to be dropped from French to do extra maths.
Oh, mate. My math is getting better. One of these days
I do
I'm going to understand
stuff
letters and numbers.
And I live stream video game stuff. I haven't done much recently, but I did live stream Bloodborne with Ollie. So, and occasionally Pete.
You're also You're also the 20th best Link's Awakening.
I'm the second fastest Link's Awakening, British Link's Awakening speedrunner. Fucking green tunic. I'm 20
What rank were you again?
I've dropped down because I haven't done a run in ages. But anyway, as I said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week, hopefully. Bye.
Yeah.
Stay fresh and eat pork.
Yeah.
Except don't.
Eat pork.
No.
Don't do it. Don't eat the piggies. Ooh.